very much, Barnaby. So, good evening, everybody. I'm going to be your Toastmaster for this evening, which is the person who runs the evening and gives it a smooth, hopefully smooth. I want to start again. I'm going to be the Toastmaster, and which is like the MC of the evening, and I want to introduce a theme for this evening, which is going to be called milestones, anniversaries, and kind of records. Because next month will be this club's 20th anniversary, and we want to kind of, build up to the excitement and just mark the occasion with a pre-celebration party. And you'll find on your seats an agenda, and this helps you guide you through the evening, and it tells you kind of the running order of the speakers and gives you an idea of what you've got ahead of you. Yours is probably on next to you on your chair there. Got yourself to one of those. And we have in the evening a pre-planned speech from Nick this evening, and as a format of Toastmasters, we have a feedback for Nick as well for an evaluation. And I'd like to introduce someone who helps me in the evening, because you can't do it all by yourself, and as a club we all take on various roles. So I'd like to introduce our timekeeper this evening, who will be a lovely rundown for timings. And just want to throw in a bit of trivia. So the longest speech marathon, which we're not having this evening, so don't panic, was from a chap called Anata, and he was in Nepal. And on the 31st August 2018, he gave a speech marathon lasting 90 hours and 2 minutes. I think the 2 minutes was a bit crucial as well, so timings are important, and whether you're trying to make a record or be keeping within a time, it's all relative. And also this evening we have a warm-up master, and that's I'll hand over to Geeta to explain her role, and she is our online member. Over to you, Geeta. I'd say one of my greatest achievements, a lot of people say that, is I've got 2 boys, so they're doing great, but outside of children, for myself, I'm proud of being a co-founder of a business, really. Thank you very much, Lisa. So that was our warm-up to get you in the mood for kind of some speeches and some listening and participation. So thank you to our guests and visitors for taking part and feeling comfortable to speak to a room. And I'd like to introduce so before I introduce our first speaker, we do like to get the evaluator to give their introduction and give a little snippet of what they're listening out for. So I'd like to introduce the evaluator from Nick, who will be the client. And hope that was not as nerve-wracking as you might have felt. And just to throw in, I forgot to add, after you said about the big old burritos, I did have the biggest birthday cake from the Guinness Book of Records. And that cake wasn't to celebrate a person, but it was to celebrate a city, which was Las Vegas. And it was a vanilla sponge cake, dubbed the biggest birthday cake in the world, and was baked and iced by 1,000 volunteers to celebrate the 100th birthday of Las Vegas. And it was close to weighing 60 tons. I don't think we'll be bringing in cakes that size into the hotel next month, but we will try and have a little celebration. Another celebration of a 25-year anniversary was thrown by Kitston, the clothing retail shop, and they were in the Guinness Book of Records for the largest cream tea party, and they invited 978 people into Alexandria Palace for a cream tea party. Again, I don't want to disappoint you guys, but we're not going to have that number of people next month, so but we will be doing some celebration. And because we have a speaker, we do like to give people feedback on the evening as well. So you'll find either on your seat or next to you a little feedback form, and it'll be the top one. if you'll be so kind as to just write something that you liked about the speech, and we'll give you a minute to fill it in. So if if anyone needs pens, we've got pens. Or no, sorry, if you pass it to Nick when you have a break in a moment. Thank you very much. This evening we've got Nick as the prepared speech, and sometimes we have a few more other speakers, but due to kind of various circumstances, people have dropped out. But we do have Alex, who will give us a little impromptu speech where other aspects of Toastmasters. Good question. We don't usually have people who give impromptu speeches, as in just saying, I'll do one, because that's very brave. But we do have a section where you have an opportunity, you can give impromptu answers to a kind of just a question where it's just thinking on your feet. That's between 1 and 2 minutes. Okay. Does that answer your question yet, Nick? Excellent. And so, if Alex would like to come and just tell us a bit about the conference. And Alex would say, before he joined Toastmasters, he wouldn't have been able to easily come up and just give you a informative bit of information. I think Toastmasters has helped build the confidence and
yes,
off the cuff
100% definitely for that.
So that's, I think I'll need to ask for Nick's speech time. So between 5 and 7 minutes was what Nick was aiming for. So we'll go to a break, so give yourselves, a bit of a comfort break, drinks, and have a chat amongst yourself. And then we'll come back for the second half where we'll get an evaluation and the impromptu speaking aspect, which is quite a laugh. Thank you. And we'll come back, I don't know, what time?
10 minutes.
In 10 minutes. Another fun fact whilst you find your ways to your chairs or to your screen. So back in 2003, milestone would be that it was Concorde's last flights. So in October it was their last commercial flight. So the supersonic aeroplane finally ground down in November, on the 26th of November, so that was the last Concorde flight ever into Heathrow. And who remembers MySpace? The first social media service was launched in 2003. What happened to that? But greatly, we are still here in 2023. And we like to go on to our feedback element. So we have Claire to give her evaluation of Nick. Welcome Claire, please. Thank you very much, Claire, for your evaluation. And in the conference, Alex mentioned you can talk about a speech about anything, and he mentioned a proposal. I thought, oh, that's a great segue into one of our next milestone facts. And that was in the Guinness Book of World Records, the longest married couple was apparently 86 years. And that was a Herbert Fisher and a Samira Fisher in the USA. And I thought, wow, 86 years, that's a long time. And how many conversations would they have had? That might have been between 1 or 2 minutes, or maybe 5 and 7 minutes. Maybe a whole lifetime's worth. And talking about 1 to 2 minutes, we're going to be going into our impromptu speech section. So this is what's called the table topics. And I'd like to introduce our table topics master who will explain it a bit more and be the question master. Ashley, thank you.